Welcome back to the workshop. I'm Giumelli and we're doing another workshop tip for Condon Group and Heron Forbes Machinery Warehouse. Now last time we looked at thread tape, Teflon tapes and the sort of sealants that you use on pipe fittings. Today we're going to look at liquid sealants. Now here's one for you. We use Teflon tape on poly fittings, but can you use a liquid sealant? Well, it's actually a little bit more complicated than you might first think. We went and got a selection of liquid sealants. This is your general run-of-the-mill sealant you might get from your hardware shop. Same with these. Nice little picture of the sealant being used on some pipe fittings. Notice that they're metal pipes, not poly. And these are some of the higher quality sealants that you might use in an industrial situation or on the farm. Like Loctite 577 is quite a well-known product for hydraulic fittings and such. The answer is, these are all anaerobic sealants. So what that means is that they cure in the absence of air. That means that it can be liquid inside the bottle, but once you put it on a pipe fitting and screw it in, it cures in the absence of air, it goes hard. One of the problems is that generates heat while it's happening, and that heat means that for plastics, it's unsuitable. And look, you might get away with it, but generally speaking, that heat is not good for the pipe fitting itself, so whether it be poly or PVC. So these sorts of things are a no-go for poly pipes. But if we're talking about galvanised pipes, brass, hydraulic fittings, then sure, use them. If we look at some of these specific type of sealants, I mean, these things are reasonably expensive. You might be looking at $30 a tube, but it's a hydraulic sealant. It seals oil, seals fuel, so pretty multi-purpose, not on poly pipe, and it's pretty easy to use. You just open up and you just put a band on the pipe threads as shown, all the way around. Screw it up and the job is good once it's reached its curing time. Same with brass. If you're doing it on hydraulic fittings, there's an important thing to note. I suppose this is the same with any fitting. This hydraulic fitting has got a tapered seat. That is designed to actually mate up against another tapered female seat. So generally you wouldn't be using a sealant on that fitting, the same as if it's got an O-ring. So by all means use it if you can't make it stop leaking, but no sealant required on that one. If it's a tapered thread like this fella here, so some hydraulic fittings use a BSPT tapered thread, well that is when you're going to use a sealant on the hydraulic fitting. And moving along, there are a couple of liquid sealants that will do poly pipe. So these are actually Teflon impregnated pastes. You can use this stuff here for metal, so galvanised, brass, stainless steel, and also poly. And it looks a little bit like porridge, but it's pretty straightforward to use. Paint it on and screw it up, and the job's done. Thanks for watching.